In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 17 ways that you can stay bad with women. Now, why bad, you might be wondering? That's because the average man, when it comes to women, is especially good at framing things negatively. The average man is very, very good at thinking about why things won't work. But here's the irony. If you reverse why things won't work, you'll actually find out the reasons why things will work, or in other words, what you should be doing. So in this video, we're going to go over exactly what you shouldn't be doing, and then at the end of the video, we're going to reverse it, and I'm going to share what you should be doing instead. We started with number one. Believe how you feel is how things actually are. You feel nervous to approach? Don't approach. Your body's telling you you shouldn't do it. You feel scared to call out that girl? You feel scared to send that first text message? Don't do it. If you believe your feelings, you are always going to stay stuck, and that is a guarantee. Never approach women. After all, the best way to never get rejected from women is to never approach girls. Distracted man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, unfortunately, the best way to guarantee that you never find a girl that actually likes you is to never meet any women. Constantly debate the best way to meet, talk to, approach girls. This used to do my head in back in the day. I would hang out with a bunch of guys that would talk about the best thing to say to women to get them interested. And how much actually approaching women were they doing? Zero. They were talking about it all the time. And when I say back in the day, this is a trend that I see continue right to this current day. Don't learn from your mistakes. I remember in 2021, I remember offering to listen into a guy's approaches, and this was before I was even a dating coach, and I offered to give him feedback and he declined, but he was constantly getting rejected. He wasn't going anywhere. He was doing the same thing again and again and again, and he refused feedback. Care more about other people's opinions than your own. So I remember in 2019, I was on a train. I just come out of my then marriage. I was opposite a beautiful girl, and she was looking at me and I didn't know what to say. I was worried about saying the wrong thing. Most people go to their graves not talking to the girls they're really attracted to because they're more concerned about what other people think. I was worried about getting rejected on that train. I was worried about other people seeing. I was worried about being embarrassed. Guess what? I had to live with me not taking action and how I felt about myself for a hell of a lot longer. Gentlemen, the sponsor of today's video is myself. Now, have you ever had it when you're messaging a girl and you don't know what to say? You send that opening message, you wait, you hope for a reply, and then it never comes. Well, I got some good news for you. I have a free resource for you. So I've actually got my best ever opening message. I actually tested this last month. I got 29 contacts from women and I got 21 replies. So yeah, 72.4% reply rate. Now bear in mind that is based on my level of skill. Results may vary, but this is by far the best opener, this and variations of it, that I've ever seen. It's yours for free. All you got to do is go to timothyrobinson.me. I will attach a link down below and you can download that straight to your email. Back to the video. Assume you're always right. The funny thing about assuming you're always right, even though a lot of guys do this, is if they're always right, then they can never get better because they're already right. And unfortunately, this is the trap that many guys get into, especially guys, ironically, that have a lot of experience or practice or who have even been coaches in this space. They see their results dry up at a later stage because they stop evolving. Read lots of books and do nothing. So I remember I read a book called The Game when I was 22 years old. Did I take action from any of it? No. Now I'm a 37-year-old man. I came out of my divorce when I was 31 years old and I finally started taking action. But when I first read those books, I did nothing. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of men do. Expect other people to save you. You're waiting on introductions from friends. You're waiting for that girl to give you a sign. You're waiting for it to just happen somehow. Well, guess what? Most people that wait for something to happen romantically go to their graves and nothing happened, because a man that waits for something to happen is not acting in a masculine way, and women are attracted to masculinity. Focusing on healing instead of taking action. So I met with a guy recently and he told me he was working on his chakras and had not approached for a year. By working on his chakras, he meant healing his inner self. Now, I'm not saying that's not a virtuous thing to do, but it is strongly my philosophy that you heal yourself on the inside by taking action on the outside. Otherwise, you are literally doing spiritual healing cosplay. And I can tell you from experience that there are so many spiritual bros that suck with girls because they try and use their spirituality as a costume to occasionally get in the pants of women. But I can tell you right now, it doesn't work. Women are attracted to men that have courage, balls to go up to them. That is the most spiritual thing to do. To show a girl that you do not fear the outside world shows her that you have mastered your environment. That is a higher level of spiritual understanding than working on your chakras. I say this to be true from observation, because I've seen those spiritual bros and I've seen how they suck. Sorry, spiritual bros. Try approaching once and then say it doesn't work. Unfortunately, I've met a lot of people like this as well that have experienced harsh rejections from women, and then they say, yeah, it doesn't work. Well, 100 times out of 100, it's not the approaching that doesn't work, it's you that doesn't work. It might have been your calibration that was off. Maybe you chose the wrong time to approach. It might have been that you missed crucial steps of the approaching itself. You didn't give the girl any compliment. You didn't make it clear that you actually liked the girl in some way. You forgot to flirt with the girl. You didn't smile when you spoke to her. You didn't give her a flirty look in your eyes when you spoke to her. And by the way that you do that is you want to look into the girl's eyes like you're telling her a naughty secret, but keep your face straight. You want to eye smile. You complain about how hard you have it. You're too bold. You're too short. You're not rich enough. What do all of these have in common, no matter what it is it's a victim mindset. Women are not attracted to victim mindsets. Women are attracted to men that live in an empowerment mindset, that believe anything is possible because that is the life that they want to be a part of. If you're complaining about how hard you have it, you are instantly unattractive to women, and the way that women will treat you will confirm your beliefs about how hard you have it. But here's the dark part. Often, us complaining about how hard we have it is actually desirable for us, even if unconsciously, because it means we don't have to change anything about our circumstances. We get to be victims. If you want to never get success with girls, keep being a victim. Avoid discomfort. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. That's pretty much a guaranteed way to make sure that you will never meet women. Meeting women is going to feel like high pressure if you are attracted to the woman, at least to begin with. If you are not used to talking to women that you are attracted to, you will experience that high pressure likely as a form of discomfort. So if you are conditioning yourself to avoid discomfort, pretty much guaranteed you will never meet women you're attracted to, and you will never give them a chance to be attracted to you either. Tolerate mediocrity from yourself and others. You know, I used to have a friend, or I still do have a friend, that says there's a danger in going too far with this stuff, Tim, as if really throwing yourself into getting better with women is going to have a negative consequence for the rest of your life. The facts are, getting exceptional in any discipline, and believe me, exceptional women only respond to men that are exceptional with women, requires a lot of effort. However, there are always people that will pull you down, much like the metaphor about how crabs will try and pull other crabs down from the basket when they're trying to escape. You want to get good at listening to what you think, not what other people think. Break promises to yourself. The thing is, your self-esteem is your reputation with yourself. So I had a friend and he said, you know what, I'm going to approach one girl every day. Did he? No. Where was he in 2 months' time? He hadn't got laid. He was still single. Whereas I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I remember in the summer of 2021, stuck to, and I was a beginner at this stuff at this point, I stuck to approaching 2 girls every single day and making sure I approached on average 25 girls a week. I ended up having the best summer of my life. Ended up getting with some girls, sleeping with some girls that were more beautiful than I could possibly imagine. That was only possible because I kept my word to myself. Waiting for the perfect conditions to take action. So you wait for that moment when the sun's out, there's that single girl walking by herself. She's got that hip shimmy, that ovulating walk, and right, that's the girl you're going to approach. Okay. And you're always waiting for those perfect conditions. But guess what? If you always wait for perfect conditions, you will never find them. And here's why. Because your brain is a threat detection machine. Like I already said, your brain is a threat detection machine. So if you wait for perfect conditions, you can guarantee that you will never find them. You need to get used to taking imperfect action. Avoid working on what actually matters. So when I first came to Poland, actually a few years ago, I had long hair at the time, and I kind of dressed really badly, and I was like, why do no girls seem to like me? I was getting the odd date here or there, but I was approaching women every single day. I wasn't getting any results. And then I was like, you know what? My hair is long and unkept. Maybe it's about time I took care of my appearance properly. Went to a proper barber, got my hair styled. Within 5 days, I was in bed with a new girl. So there you go. The point is, you want to work on what actually matters. Maybe your style's in check, but you got a bit of a pot belly. Maybe your social skills are sorely lacking. You're a good looking guy, but you don't know how to approach women. Maybe you haven't got a clue how to text. It's important to raise your game as much as possible in each discipline. Constantly start new things instead of sticking to one thing. So when I first took coaching in day gaming, cold approach, I stuck to the method I was taught for 2 years. 2 years. All right, 2 years. And that's going out multiple times a week, approaching women, doing this system. And it felt a little bit wooden. It felt a little bit robotic to begin with. But guess what? Eventually, I started relaxing into that. And when I started relaxing into that, my own natural style started to come out. And I started to discover what I was naturally good at. It's much like that scene in The Karate Kid. The Karate Kid is doing the whole wax on, wax off thing. And what he eventually learns is that muscle memory. He learns when a punch comes this way, you slip that way. You learn to read what's in front of you by being disciplined. If you constantly hop from cold approach to Instagram game to Tinder and you never give yourself a chance to get good at any of them, then good luck. And don't forget this while I'm at it. Tinder, Instagram, those are the delivery systems. The product being delivered is you. You want to work on the product that's being delivered. You want to work on your social skills. In my opinion, the best vehicle to do that is practicing your cold approach, approaching women in real life. Getting stress tested under real life pressure from women is how you build your masculinity under pressure. All right, so now we're going to flip it. This is how you actually get good with girls. Learn to act in spite of how you feel. You feel scared, do it anyway. Actually approach women. Stop debating with your friends the best way to meet women. Start taking action instead. Learn from your mistakes. Track your inputs, track your outputs. Don't always assume you are right. If you always assume you're right, you never give yourself a chance to get better. Care more about your own opinion of yourself than other people's opinion of you. Read one book and actually do something from that book. Don't keep reading books to try and find the magic answer. Expect no one to save you. When you finally expect no one to save you, guess what? You take responsibility for your own life and you can start making the change in your life that you want. Recognize that healing happens by taking action. Leave friendship groups that try to shame you for taking action with women. Understand that rejection is feedback and not failure. Stop complaining. Your subconscious mind believes everything you say. Stop avoiding discomfort. Don't tolerate mediocrity from other people or yourself. Keep the promises that you make to yourself. Your self-esteem is your reputation with yourself. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Work on what actually matters, whether that's your fitness, your social skills, your approaching. Whatever you do, give it a real chance to work. So there it is, fellas. Getting ahead with women, actually getting good with women is not about affirmations. It's not about confidence hacks. It's about doing the opposite of what the average guy does. If you do that, then you will get ahead. And as for your personal development and getting better with women, I am a dating coach based in Warsaw, but I also do online consultations. If you want help with your dating life, you want to get better at cold approaching, you want to get better at conversations, texting, you can send me an email at timothy@timothyrobinson.me. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know what you want to improve, and we can create a vision for you to be the sexiest, most shaggable version of yourself. All right, Timothy out, and I will see you on the next video.